All right, over to our spotlight matchup. We're also going to stick with some college basketball. Number 24, Michigan, who is 4-2 at North Carolina, who is also 4-2. Michigan is the 1.5 point favorite right now with the total at 148.5. Arky, who do you like in this one?
Man, I got to tell you, you listen to all that crap I said in the first segment. I'm kind of going anti that in this one.
Oh, look out.
This is an offensive potential juggernaut game. North Carolina plays a fast, frenetic pace under Hubert Davis. And I'll tell you this. They're really, really good on offense. They're 28th in the country in scoring offense. Now, they're 324, which is not great in scoring defense, but that's kind of a misleading statistic when you talk about how often they're pushing the pace of the game. Like, they're going to naturally have more possessions go against them and probably more points happen just in general against them. So I kind of sort of throw that to the side a little bit. North Carolina mainly plays 7 dudes. They get most of their minutes from the top 7 guys, including Caleb Love, who is leading the team in minutes, and a junior who played in 28 of 29 games last season, who's done really well to start this season, and Armando Bacot for North Carolina. I think he's going to be really critical in this game to have a really, really good game. And if 4 of the 5 starters for North Carolina show up in double figures like they've been doing this season, they're going to be in really good shape because Michigan is in a little bit of a funk. You mentioned that both these two teams have lost 2 games apiece, but all 4 of those teams are currently ranked that they've lost to right now. So it's not the biggest indicator in the world, but what is an indicator is that Juwan Howard's team is struggling right now. They're turning the ball over at an alarming rate. At 22% of their possessions, they're turning the ball over. That is not a great sign. They're also shooting 29% from beyond the arc. That is not a very good sign at all. And yeah, they're rotating a lot of guys around, and Dickinson's playing really well at times, and you get the spark from Musa Diabate that's coming off the bench for Michigan, and they give you runs, and they give you moments where you think they can be really good, and they probably will. But this is also Michigan's first true road test. So Michigan going to Chapel Hill against a very athletic, fast, problematic offense in North Carolina. I think there's a bunch of points, but more importantly, I like the underdog again here tonight. North Carolina, you can get them plus 100 at FanDuel. I'm going North Carolina to win the game outright tonight.
I actually really like that. It kind of bums me out, I'll be honest. It bums me out when the Tar Heels aren't their college basketball powerhouse selves. And they're going to be put to the test tonight against Michigan. UNC's 2 losses this season came at the hands of ranked Tennessee and Purdue, as you mentioned, and ranked Michigan isn't exactly going to go easy on them. However, the Tar Heels have won their last 3 home games and put up an average of 83 points. That ranks in second among the ACC. On the flip side, Michigan is averaging 71. When it comes to the spread, both teams have been having issues. Michigan has only covered once this season, while UNC is winless against the spread. You could argue that UNC has played a slightly tougher schedule, but then again, Michigan's 2 losses came at the hands of Seton Hall and Arizona, who, as we know now, are both ranked. These 2 teams are top 20 in offense efficiency, but their defenses are where they lack. UNC will also need to get the turnovers under control if they want a shot tonight. As you mentioned, they currently are averaging 13.5 a game and only forcing around 8. So let's clean that up, guys. As for the total, Michigan has only hit the total of 148.5 once, while UNC has hit this number 6 times. They are obviously finding a way to put up points with some seriously high-scoring games. I went back and forth on this one a few times. I was leaning Michigan in the beginning. Now I'm kind of liking UNC as you are. But for the sake of my ego, I'm just going to stay away from the spread, and I'm going to take the over instead of 148.5. But I do think I like the Tar Heels.
I think the over is a smart play tonight if you're going to play the total. So I would agree with you there. I think North Carolina. Listen, I get it that they're 0-6 against the spread. That's not great so far. But you know what? The spread's 1.5 tonight, so they're either going to win or lose.
True.
It's really what you're looking at tonight for the most part. So I'm just going to say bank on the money line for North Carolina tonight, and I'm using this as a big test for North Carolina too, because if they are able to win this game, they're going to turn a lot of heads in the ACC, and people are going to start to pay a lot more attention to the Tar Heels, and this will be a good time to be able to win it too.
I would love to see UNC in the top 25.
That
would make my heart happy.
There too.